Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Throwing on first down. Fields nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage,
and he's taken down back at his own 7.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Taking it about the 36. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bears take over. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Stays on his feet. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Well, partner, if we had their entire playbook in front of us, I'm not sure we would have picked out that play as the one to run in that situation. How about the guts of the offensive coordinator? Dialing that one up into great success.
He pitches it. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Check.
He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. This will be caught just inside the 10. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a second and goal.
Set, ready. 6 yards. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long... Check, nickel.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 19th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by David Long. There he goes right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a run with McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
Right there.
To throw on 2nd down. Fields. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, Fields. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
On 4th down, Fields. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Fields. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it a second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off inside the 5, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Line 54. Watch the twist, watch the twist.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
Back to throw here, and a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. They run it with Balaj. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
A quick throw out to Hardman on the perimeter. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And an alley to run. Touchdown, Chicago. It's their quarterback. His 2nd touchdown on the season as the Bears push further out in front. So a design run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of him, being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly didn't work. Yeah, there's no doubt.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Kiki QT, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. PAT up and good by Rosas, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
At the 32-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Back, back, back. Hey, check 24.
He'll pitch it back, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
2 yards. It's 3rd down and 5.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Everyone's got 4 down.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Here comes the Bears punter now. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Mike 51. Bring it. Shift. Watch the shift. Let's watch.
On first down, Fields. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination.
Now the ball comes loose, and the Seahawks have picked it up. He's at the 50, the 40. And a cut to the right and some open field here. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
To throw again, Fields. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that, he said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where the play is going and being able to make a play on the football.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now this time he'll look to throw. And an alley to run. That one a first down pickup of 8. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Double dog. That's the way. He's coming. We got double dog.
They'll look to throw. Forced out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Alert 3. Hot 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Come on. Come on, boy. Same on. Don't be scared of it. Kill. Check 9.
Back to throw. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. It's caught at the 10. A big play there just before halftime. 59 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 20 on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Looking to throw. Fields. And that is incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They had the double-digit lead at halftime, and they have continued to roll. They're hard to stop right now.
I think what we're seeing is an example of a team that has it figured out in this ballgame. And whatever the adjustments are the defense has made, hasn't slowed them, hasn't phased them at all. They either anticipated them or they've been so far ahead that they just can't catch up.
Now it's just a search to add to the lead. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Quit talking about it and bring it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 22, check, cover.
They'll run here with Balaj. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
They can't hang with us.
Now back to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Come on, set. 60 out low. 54. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch switch. Check 43. Out. Squeeze. Check. Ready. Check.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. It's been a struggle for him accruing yards in this game passing the football. So there he said, hey, I'm going to try to chuck it deep, but another incompletion.
Has to be a little bit frustrating because of what you just described. It's been a struggle for him here in the second half, hoping for one big shot to get him out of the doldrums.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
3rd and 15.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Mike 56, Mike 56. Here we go, D. Plus 56.
Operating from the gun, Fields. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
The one with the dive look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And taken right on the 30. 12 yards on the return that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
And it appears there are no answers from the defensive side. I think right now, if I'm the coordinator, if I'm down on the field, if I'm wearing a hat, I've already thrown it. If it's a visor, it's sailed, right? My game plan is down by my feet right now because nothing I've drawn up appears to be working.
Well, he's going to have to find something right now to stop this offense.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, get the weight room. Shift. Get it all. Yes. Keep it. Yep, go. Motion. Shift. Rotate. Spell. 53.
2nd and 5. Escaping the pressure right. And going deep for Hill. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tyreek Hill. His 21st touchdown of the season as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Throwing on first down. Fields. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Back to throw. Fields. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Brings up 3rd down.
54's Mike. 54's Mike.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Fields. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Seahawks send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines.
The Bears take over first and 10.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
34-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food, because that is something that you and I
We
enjoy.
share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Check the backer. Check the backer. Say. He's all gone. He's checking. Crash. SOS.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold, because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll set up to throw, and he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Looking to throw. Fields. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll drop the throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
56 to Mike, boys. Check 56.
Throwing again. Fields. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by David Long. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Well, we'll see if they can do it here. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And now here's another interception. Picked off Byron Jones. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Steps away to his left. call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a second down.
Good. 18 Gator. 54. Mike, 54. Not here.
This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and they're going to have a third down.
Ready. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Kalen Ballage, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. The extra point up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track? And my goodness, another interception. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? And he said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
The Seahawks take over.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
2nd and 4. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 39. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Now Ballage. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 27 yards there, a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check, check. Fresno. Fresno. Get him on. West. Go get him. Zoom, zoom. Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Eluding the pressure right. Completes it to Hardman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
That's another Bears first down.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did.